Hey folks, let's start talking about a new change that was just implemented into the game, which is the Bestiary. Now you can get to know by each individual monster what the loot that it drops in specific chances. Of course, you cannot see the exact percentage, however, you can see like a category for extremely rare, very rare, rare, semi-rare, uncommon, common, etc. You can also unlock information about the monster's HP, how much experience it gives. This information was a little easy to see before, however, you can see new information like armor, defense, speed, mana, if the creature can be convinced or not, as well as elements, immunity, resistances, locations, and it tracks as well, which is pretty fun, all the monsters that you've killed. Keeps always a record here, so you can keep increasing the number like crazy, which is pretty amazing to see that the game implemented this within the game client. What's interesting about this is that unlike Tibia, that you actually need to drop the item, so the item displays in here, that's not the case with Medivia, so that's not going to be tracked here if you dropped the item or not. Only if you unlock the latest stage, you're going to be able to see the extremely rare and the very rare loot that the monster drops. There are no rewards for unlocking apart from informational purposes, the bestiary, so that's important that everyone understands this. This is not within the purpose of the bestiary, is not to reward the player with benefits, with like Tibia, for example, where you can unlock charms and then you can have more damage or less damage resistances for a specific creature. The case here is just to provide information, a bit more about the lore, as well as the loot chances and the statistics that you can keep track of. However, when it comes to cosmetics, Saffron did confirm that he's thinking about adding some sort of a new outfit depending on how many bestiary entries you have unlocked. So keep in tune for that. This might be one of the benefits unlocked by completing bestiary entries. This is also character bound, so bear in mind that the progress does not carry from character to character. Overall, I do like this change. I think, for example, here in the Blood Witches, I'm stage 2, so I have some information about it, but not everything. So it kind of gives you like that completionist progress that was kind of lacking with the bestiary in Medivia, so I'm very happy with this change implemented today. In some other news, today is a very exciting day because the world of Dynasty is launching in Medivia. So this new server has fast pace, so skill is like 8x, magic is 3x, and so it's high rates. However, the loot rates is 2x. So to my knowledge, is the first of its kind that is actually being deployed as 2x from the start. So it should be interesting to see the impact on in the game economy, because 1x sometimes a lot of people struggle to profit early mid-game, which is the opposite. In high rate server you can SD everything, loot 3x, it's quite easy, but 2x should be a nice balance. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to be playing on that server. I'm going to be starting from tonight from a series called From Zero to Premium, where I'm going to be playing an archer most likely, and I'm going to be progressing through the game, trying to have some fun, trying to farm some MCs, buy my premium, and then make some gold on the side and try to, build my economy within the game without having to put any extra money from outside. So that's my intention, and I'm going to be uploading my videos to my YouTube, so do subscribe if you haven't so yet, so you don't lose any progress on that. It's going to be very helpful for new players, as well as some intermediate players that are still not familiar on how to make some money in the beginning of the server. So that should be a pretty cool series that I'm going to be starting today. And something awesome that was just launched this morning and is going to be available for the whole weekend of the Dynasty launch is cheaper Medivia coins in the Cursed Diamonds websites. Use my affiliate link if you like to support the channel. It's even cheaper than if you buy using Stripe on the Medivia website, and I'm going to put a table here of the values now. And also you can join the Cursed Diamonds Discord server. They are having a giveaway for the month of July, where you can try your luck to have a chance of winning 150 reais. There are going to be 4 winners, so a total of 600 reais for the month of July. Cursed diamonds, shining bright, buying Medivia coins, we do it right. Crypto clicks, options in sight. Cursed diamonds, elevate your height. There's also the anniversary for Serenity, so the community there in Serenity, Mia Plays mostly, is hosting an event to celebrate the 1 year of Serenity. It's going to be on this Sunday, 30th of June, and it's going to start from 10 after server save, so about 8 p.m. CEST time. People can join. It's going to be all across the mainlands, which even free accounts can join, from Ashen, Thoris, Iraq. And as per the description there, should be quite fun. You should be able to get some prizes. Some community events are always good. And I'll possibly be joining as well with my character there, Chief in Serenity, to celebrate together with the amazing community on that non-PvP server. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about inflation changes that have been going in and out over the past couple of weeks and being tweaked based on community feedback. And this is the latest that we have at the moment. So I'm going to be first covering the house gold rent. In the graph, you can see the blue bars that are going vertically are the house square meters. So it used to be the green line there, the old rent used to follow that bar consistently because it was a formula where each square meter had a specific price. However, now it's a little different. There is a couple of ranges where each SQM has a different amount value on the calculation, and you can see there on low rate servers, that is the blue line, the rent has increased slightly. However, in high rate servers, it has been 3 times more aggressive now than low rate servers. It used to be the same for all servers, however, people started complaining, so they decreased the low rate servers, dividing by 3. Now the medium rate server, which is going to be launched today, the first one, Dynasty, with loot of 2x, should be somewhere there in the middle, although it hasn't been yet confirmed, but it should be because this logic is based on the loot rate of a specific server. So overall, this change has been just because we need more money sinks into the game to control inflation better, and since houses is more like a luxury than an actual necessity, people are now paying a heavier price than they used to before this patch. Okay, now we're going to be talking about another change that has been recently done to the game to combat inflation, which is supply costs. You can see on the table there were a couple of spells that had their mana increased and supplies that had their gold costs on NPC as well increased. Due to community feedback, you can see there from odes compared ode to patch 1, most of them were increasing about 10 to 15, some even 25%. However, due to community feedback over the past couple of weeks, the staff decided to revert back to the original cost, both for mana and NPC for most of those. However, some kept the patch 1 prices, which is, for example, arrows, ammunitions, small explosive runes. So this is mostly targeting mages, druids with the small explosive runes, as well as paladins. They've suffered most with this inflation changes for both mana and gold costs. The leftover runes were kept the same as they once were, so there's no changes there. However, I wouldn't be surprised if within the next couple of weeks there is another change done just to combat inflation and allow for gold sync for higher levels. So the reason for the community backlash on this is mostly because on low rate servers, it was already hard enough to profit, even at low levels or mid levels, and this is where the gold sync was not actually aimed at. We should be aiming that gold sync towards higher and higher levels, and this is the community feedback concern. So because we have a new server today, I believe they reverted back to the original changes so they can think better on how they're gonna be addressing this supply cost change in the future. Okay, last but not least about inflation control prices, we also had a change on the blessing cost. So it used to be 10k each blessing no matter your level, no matter your server. However, now there is an exponentially increasing formula that caps out at around 200k for all 5 blessings in low rate servers and around 600k in high rate servers. So they also added with today's patch an ability of buying all 5 blessings in any temple NPC. However, that costs twice the gold as it costs when you buy individually on each of the 5 NPCs. So low rate servers are capped at 400k and high rate servers are capped at 1.2kk. The MC price now also scales based on your level. The cap is level 150 at 50 MC. However, the minimum from level 8 is 10 MC. So between level 8 and level 150, it can fluctuate all the way from 10 to 50, but after level 150 is only costing 50 MC for blessings. So now players can opt the 3 options. You can either do the blessing path for golds, which will be mostly cheaper, or you can go and get the blessing at the temple, all 5 of them. It's faster, however it's twice more expensive, or you can get through MC, which will cost 50 instead of 100 prior to this patch. So overall, great changes to control, in my view, the golds and MCs as well in the game. If you want more details, you can check this table where I did some formulas based on level breakdown. Okay, and last on the inflation control changes, we had the Bloodlust spell adjusted, the Berserker spells, as knights say. Basically, upon using the spell, you used to get a 25% more damage, regardless of the elements, and also you recharged Sun Fury, so you could use Incurso Min or Incurso, depending on what you were hunting. And on recent patches, they added a nerf of 30 armor reduction when using the spell. This had an impact on characters that could not hunt on the same spots as well, because they had to keep using UHs at a pace that wasn't the case before. That was sort of expected, however, it seems to have nerfed too heavily high level knights as well, which wasn't the case. The case here was to nerf low to mid level knights that were doing a profit experience hour ratio that was not balanced compared to other vocations, so they wanted to change that. So in today's patch, they adjusted that 30 armor nerf reduction to 15. And if you have the demonic fashion completed with the third promotion for knights, a Crusader Knight, you will not have that 15 armor penalty, meaning that high level knights should not be impacted with that armor reduction. And that is it, folks. So I'll be seeing you guys on my new series From Zero to Premium in Dynasty. If you're interested in trying out Medivia, use my link on the description below so you can create your account and get 7 days of premium when you activate your own premium. And I'm going to be teaching you guys how to farm premium from scratch, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Cheers.